Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So today I want to talk about how having access to you is a privilege. So, in case you guys haven't noticed, this space is growing very rapidly. We've got lots of people in other sectors who are watching us now. Even the men apparently are starting to build their own spaces where they talk about light skinned men's issues and stuff like that. We've got so many people who are paying attention to us right now. And this made me think about how having access to you is a privilege. Because have you ever noticed that ever since we all kind of left those pro black spaces where we were excluded due to whether it was our racial background or our phenotypes, now suddenly we've got those people chasing us over here into our spaces and getting upset that we are now excluding the same people who excluded us. And when I say excluding, I mean really anybody can watch this channel. Anybody can't comment on this channel though, because that's another thing that I've noticed some people get upset about. People get upset because they don't understand that if you go on to someone else's platform and let's say you try to like be mean to them or disrespect them, or in real life, let's say somebody is used to having you as their friend. They're used to being able to text you or talk to you or make all these unsolicited comments about your body, your hair, your makeup. Once you remove their access from your life, it really says a lot about them. And so when you are in a position of social power, your silence is actually very loud. And I've noticed that a lot of people, they didn't realize the social power that we all have over in this sector. A lot of people have been utilizing us as either their emotional punching bags or kind of like their mules to kind of do their dirty work in their community, or people have been using us as validation machines. So to make themselves feel good or to make themselves feel more important, you know, the types of people that like to be surrounded by certain women and it makes them feel like, you know, they've got a big ego or something like that. So I've noticed that not only in real life, but even online. Once we start creating our own spaces, people like to chase us over here. They try to invalidate us based on our skin tones or racial background. So it's like, okay, we literally left those spaces so that we could get away from people attempting to invalidate us. And now people are trying to follow us over here to do the same thing. By the way, for context, I'm going to show some screenshots of some messages from last Tuesday when I commented on one of the Exotical channels, but I just randomly got this text in my phone from Golden Goddess. No hello, no good morning, no hey girl, how are you? She randomly says, "How is calling someone light brown colorist? Just curious, because I called you light brown on one of my old streams, and you agreed with me. There's nothing wrong with being light brown or dark brown, in my opinion. Also, high yellow isn't white passing. No thoughts on that, though? Too bad you don't do debates, because that would be a good show." First of all, I was in the middle of editing when this text message was randomly put to my phone. I'm not sure what she's talking about with the light brown colorist thing. It must have been a comment that I left on somebody else's video where it was probably a light-skinned person talking about colorism. That is something that I talk about on here, how whenever a lighter skinned person talks about their perspective, people try to deflect and silence them by saying, well, you're not light skinned anyway, or you're light brown, as if that somehow detracts from their experience. So I'm not seeing exactly where or how she became angry about me apparently commenting on someone else's video or something. So I have no idea where this random anger is coming from. But I said, "I'm sorry, what are you talking about? And when did I call you a colorist? Also, when did I say anything is wrong with being light brown? If you have different opinions from my videos, no one is stopping you from making your own, ... Also, I never said high yellow is white passing. I myself have been called high yellow and I'm not white passing." And then she says, "I didn't say you called me colorist. I'm talking about talking points. None of this is personal for me. It's YouTube." So again, if none of this is personal, I'm thinking in this moment, if none of this is personal, why is she randomly texting me multiple texts to my phone? And then she randomly says, "You seem defensive and rude. There's an underlying issue I see, but okay." So once again, not sure exactly what's defensive and rude when she was the one who randomly texted me after I apparently left a comment on somebody's channel agreeing with that person about how people who are lighter skinned, they often get silenced from talking about their experiences with colorism. And so I said, then make a video, because I don't have time to go back and forth via text. I'm editing right now. So after this little text exchange here, I decided to just go ahead and block her because First of all, having access into my phone is a privilege. Oh, and by the way, that message was last Tuesday. And notice how ever since then, this creator has been randomly making talking points against my channel. And this is after I have defended this same creator. She has been in multiple beefs. If you don't believe me, just go to her channel. Just click on her channel, look at all of her videos over the past year, and you will see how many different arguments or beefs or people she has talked about. Another thing I forgot to say is that this content creator has been trying to collaborate with me and has been working with me since March 8th. So this is something that we agreed to behind the scenes because she has actually been on YouTube for years. But suddenly, when I apparently leave a comment or say some sort of talking point that she doesn't like, she aggressively comes into my phone, and now she is angry because she no longer has access into my phone. This has happened to me multiple times. Anytime I block someone off the channel, or maybe they get kicked out of my Discord or kicked out of the Patreon because they're being too kind of creepy and like trying to almost control the talking points of this channel, then usually that same person will get mad and they will begin creating content against me. So as you can see based on these screenshots, that's obviously what is happening here. So notice how now all of a sudden she doesn't agree with my talking points, but it's like, if you never agreed with my talking points, why were you all up in my phone? Why were you all up in my text messages since March 8th? And I have multiple other screenshots of you asking to collaborate with me, to which I declined because I said that my collaborations that I do are really built on me trusting that person. And so that's not something that I just randomly do, especially if you have had a history of a lot of beef, which this particular content creator, Golden Goddess, has. And so she was okay with me not collaborating with her directly as long as she was able to have support from me, because of course I have 19,000 subscribers at this point, or 18,000. So of course it's beneficial for her. But as soon as she sees me commenting on another Exoticals channel, or I guess apparently saying something that maybe doesn't agree with her channel, now suddenly she's mad and wants to make these live streams talking about how apparently she didn't agree with me the whole time. Okay, so that proves that she was disingenuously trying to get close to me since March 8th, as you saw by the screenshot. She was disingenuously trying to get close to me in an attempt to clout chase off of my channel and hopefully usurp some of my subscribers to become her own. But I want to discuss this content creator who has actually been in and out of my spaces for years now. Her name is Golden Goddess. So this is the one where there was a troll channel that was attempting to slander her name. Not only did I report that channel, but I also defended her on here multiple times. By the way, feel free to subscribe to her channel. Or watch the live stream that she did, because that is the live stream that I'm going to be talking about today. So get your popcorn and your tea, because this is going to be a good one. So I noticed within the first 2 minutes of that video, this creator said that she is receiving threats and is trying to be silenced. So I don't know if she's talking about me or if she's talking about someone else. But I have never sent any threats to her, so I'm just going to assume that she's talking about someone else, but just in case. Also, I found it interesting how my name was placed in the title, but then within 2 minutes of the stream, they said, oh, we're not saying any names. And have you also noticed that this stream has no timestamps, no screenshots, no audio clips to back up anything they're saying? So one of the things that was said on there was that I'm a troll and that I will be a troll as long as it pays. Yeah, damn right. And that's why I love when people talk about me, because I get to get my exotical tax. Also, if you look at timestamp 620, one person said, I am right and wrong in certain things that I'm saying. And so my thing is, if you believe that, you know, a lot of the stuff I'm saying is wrong, or if I'm too trolly, or if I'm too hypocritical or whatever, then my question is, why would you continue talking about me? Why would you stream about me? Especially if you're not getting paid. So I can understand Golden Goddess's thing because, you know, she's getting paid as a monetized content creator. But it's like, if you don't like someone's content, or if you think it's too hypocritical, I'm not sure why you would continue watching, but okay. And by the way, the hypocrite and troll comment was made at timestamp 737. I have the right to be as hypocritical or as trolly as I want on YouTube. And one thing that a lot of people have to understand is that when it comes to my channel, you have two options. Either number one, get off YouTube, or number two, get used to me, because I'm not going anywhere. So a lot of these content creators who try to clout chase off of our spaces, number one, they are trying to get views. Number two, a lot of these content creators don't really have as much content for building their own communities. anytime that I've come on here and talked about another content creator by name, because by the way, I point fingers and name names on this channel, but anytime I've come on this channel and like talked about a content creator by name, I'm really doing it as a response to what that content creator has said, either about myself or about our community. So even when I say stuff about like Chrissy or whatever, it's because she just happened to be one of the content creators who was talking about our community. So notice how I'm not coming on here just randomly picking people out and just like trying to antagonize them or trying to antagonize people that are not actually bothering me. The reason that this content creator is upset with me is because I actually recently blocked her from being able to text message me. Sometimes she has had this behavior that has seemed very erratic. I could be incorrect in my interpretation of that, but the thing that people have to understand about YouTube channels like mine or, spaces like my Discord and Patreon is it is a privilege to be a part of our spaces over here. It's a privilege to be shouted out on the community tab on here. I value myself and I value my own space enough to be able to police it and have whoever I want in my space or not in my space. And so one thing that I've noticed is sometimes when people have too much access to you, they begin to forget who you are. They begin to break your boundaries or disrespect you, or they talk to you in a way that is not kind enough. Like for me personally, I am very mindful of the types of words that I use on here. I'm very mindful of the way that I text people or come at people or whatever, just in general. But I've noticed that the bigger my channel gets, because now we're actually about to hit 19K, it's actually helping my channel to grow more. So if you don't like content like this, that's fine. That's why I have like 500 videos where we talk about other stuff. But before I forget, let's actually start from the very beginning. So if you guys saw my community post earlier, I posted this YouTube channel. I think it's called Golden Sphere Hall of Shame or something like that. So Golden Goddess, she actually contacted me on March 8th, and I have the screenshot right here of the missed call. Obviously, I'm not going to dox anybody's number, but she called me on March 8th because she was actually going through a lot of trolling on her content and within her sector of YouTube. She actually has a very long history of beefing with almost every single person, black, white, biracial, or anything in between, who has ever come onto her YouTube channel. So depending on her response to this video, I may or may not share some of my old live streams that I actually still have, that I have actually kept in my vault, that have now been privated from this YouTube channel from years ago, which was really the first time that I had a problem with this particular content creator. But at that time, I was very new to YouTube. I had no idea what I was getting into. There also used to be men that used to support both this channel as well as some of the other channels. I'm probably going to make a whole separate video about that and actually about how that influenced my decentering men journey. But this particular content creator has had a struggle channel for years now. I believe that she actually had her channel removed multiple times for various reasons. They've had a history over in her side of YouTube of like doxing people or like doing all these crazy things. But again, that was a long time ago. And so when I first saw that their channels over in that sector, I don't know why I'm calling it a sector, but when I saw that Golden Goddess's channel had way too much drama on it, and there were too many people in my ear, she has actually come to me and talked to me about some of you guys, some of the content creators on here, some of the Exotical channels, trying to imply that I guess some of you guys are frauds or you guys are talking shit or whatever, but I'm not really the type that will just believe anything. I try to like give people a chance and see things for myself. Also, I know that all the content creators on here, you guys are very new. So I know what it's like to be new on YouTube and then to have all these people in your ear telling you different things, kind of trying to turn you against certain people and trying to turn you against your own friends. That's actually what initially happened with myself and Golden Goddess. This is back when there were men in this space. So I had men in my ear saying, oh, she's talking shit about you, or she doesn't really like you, or she's using you, she's clout chasing off of you. And I was like, you know what? No, these people are probably all liars. And so this actually happened once where she kind of like fell out with me because other people were also gossiping against me to her. And so that was a long time ago, though. When Golden Goddess and I kind of, I guess, buried the hatchet, it was actually around the time that this YouTube channel here was created. So this is the Golden Sphere Hall of Shame YouTube channel. Golden Goddess actually told me that she felt like bullied by this channel, and I actually did not watch the channel until today. And that was a mistake. So I didn't watch that channel until today. And by this time, my channel has more than tripled ever since I had cut off this particular content creator the first time. My channel has more than tripled since then. Actually, I think I only had 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers not long ago. Ever since I got away from all the drama, I was able to just focus on my content and stuff and just keep building. And so obviously Golden Goddess was coming back onto my channel at a time where my channel is, it's at 19,000 subscribers right now versus her channel, which is only at about 1,000 or so subscribers. Her and Multiracial Movement, we actually had a phone conversation, it lasted over an hour. Here's the screenshot here to prove it. It was a really good conversation. I felt very peaceful about it. I was like, you know what? You're so right. Like, that was back when I was new to YouTube. I think that both of them have been on YouTube longer than me, but I was taking accountability for my lack of knowledge when I first started YouTube. So I was like, yeah, you know what? We were all just being immature back then, being a little trolly because we all had small channels. So unfortunately, over the past 3 years, my channel has continued to double and triple, and now it's got 19,000 subscribers, whereas for these two ladies, their channels have either remained stagnated or, have gotten deleted and then came back. And as far as the reasons for them getting deleted, for Golden Goddess's channel being deleted and coming back, I've heard all kinds of stories and theories about her beefing with so many different people. But like I said, I don't like to just believe gossip and stuff. Like, if you're going to say something about someone, you need to have screenshots, you need to have proof, you need to have audio clips and timestamps. Otherwise, I'm not going to believe you. And that's also why I'm going to be showing all of the clips and timestamps and screenshots in this video here. So the first thing that happened was Golden Goddess actually wanted to collaborate with me. She wanted me to do like a live stream, some sort of live stream collab on her channel. I believe I initially said no, but I think that I actually did end up coming onto her channel and kind of like just popping in and saying hi. But she wanted to collaborate with me, and so I have actually shouted her out multiple times on this channel. Here are the screenshots to prove it. Also, this channel, I don't know if it was this Golden Sphere Shame channel or another channel that actually kept tagging a lot of exotical content creators, kind of warning them about this particular creator. Those content creators were coming to me saying, oh, who is this person? Like, are you beefing with her? Like, what's going on? And I actually went out of my way to defend Golden Goddess and say, hey, we're not beefing, we're cool with each other, everything's good. I was shouting her out multiple times. And so the other day, I was commenting on one of the Exotical channels. I don't remember whose channel it was, but the person was talking about how whenever a light-skinned person talks about their side of the colorism story, sometimes people will try to invalidate that person and say, well, you're not light, you're just brown, or like, you're just light brown, as if that somehow invalidates their talking point. And that content creator was talking about how they're trying to essentially use colorism to humble them and say, well, you're too dark to have the light-skinned experience. And so I commented on their channel agreeing with what they were saying. Then I suddenly get a text message from Golden Goddess saying, how is it colorist to say that someone is light brown? And she seemed like she was kind of manic or something, like she was very angry. And so I actually refuse to participate in like drama and stuff like that. I don't like when people, they randomly text my phone and say, well, why did you do this? Or why did you comment that? Because the way that I view it is, I respect other people's platforms. I respect people's spaces. I would never in my life send somebody some sort of text message in anger or, not even say, hello, how are you? Hey, how's it going? And then just randomly start questioning them. That's not the way that I come at people, especially other like content creators. They could be editing. They could be trying to figure out ideas for a video. So I don't like to interrupt people's creative spaces or anything like that. So I actually refused to go back and forth with Golden Goddess, and I ended up actually blocking her from being able to text my phone number. And the reason that I blocked her from texting me the other day was because it is a privilege to have access to something like my phone number, whether it's my real phone number or a fake phone number. It is still coming to my actual phone. So that's actually a huge privilege that I gave to someone who, in my opinion, did not respect having that close of access to me, because there are people who have been creating content on here for years who I've never had a problem with, who have not even been able to access texting, whether it's my text now phone number or my actual phone number. So if she wants to contact me again, now she'll have to do it the normal way, which is via email. So I ended up blocking her. And I noticed that within, a day or two of me blocking her, then suddenly she is coming out with all of these videos talking about how she disagrees with my talking points and how she's been talking against me for months and how she never agreed with anything I had to say. And so my response to that is, if you never agreed with anything I had to say or didn't like my channel this whole time, then why would you want to be buddy-buddy with me? Why would you ask me for collaborations? Here's the screenshot right here of the first time that I declined a collaboration with you. So why would you be asking me multiple times for collaborations, and then, after I have decided to support you and show you on my YouTube videos when I'm talking about how to build a channel, and I've shouted you out as well as multiracial movement, now all of a sudden, since I've blocked you from essentially being my quote unquote friend, now suddenly you have all of these things to say about my YouTube channel. And by the way, I do want to make it clear, I don't know any of these people in real life. I don't actually have any real beef with anyone in real life, not even the Black empowerment content creators. None of us know each other. This is just the internet. I actually still watch all of the channels that I talk about on here. I subscribe. I'm actually still subscribed even to like Chrissy. I'm still a part of her members page. So I don't get actually angry about any of this stuff. I don't get angry in real life, but I want to get into this live stream. So within the first 2 minutes of this live stream, this creator says that she's been receiving threats and trying to be silenced. So to be fair, I don't know if she's talking about my channel or if she's talking about other people who have been trolling her, because this woman is constantly in a lot of beef. If you do not believe me, please go check out the Golden Sphere Hall of Shame, or you can simply go on her own channel. This is her third channel at this point. Her other ones, they were either deleted or she deleted them due to like some of the beefs getting so bad to the point of doxing. They even tried to fake dox me at one point. But like I said, we don't actually know each other in real life. They haven't seen me or anything like that. But still, I mean, that's pretty sketchy. So that's actually my mistake for giving people a chance, or like kind of trying to see the best in someone because I saw that they were suffering. So that's my mistake for actually not watching this channel, which is why I did a public apology on my community page. But within the first 2 minutes, she says that she's receiving threats and trying to be silenced. So I'm not sure who she's talking about threatening her or trying to silence her, but it ain't me. Because notice how throughout this entire stream, they have no timestamps, no screenshots, nothing to show for anything they're saying. It's literally just clout chasing for views. Also, notice how she puts my name in the title, and within 2 minutes of the stream beginning, she says, "Oh, I'm not saying any names." And it's like, okay, so once again, you're putting my channel name in the title, but then within 2 minutes, you're saying, "Oh, I'm not saying any names of these people who have done this horrible stuff to me, or these people who have said these horrible things about biracial people." And it's funny because literally no matter what video I create, if I make a video about light skins, dark skinned people get mad. If I make a video about dark skins, light skinned people get mad. If I make a video about monoracials, biracials have gotten mad. And then these people have absolutely no proof of me saying any racial slurs, colorist slurs. People have tried to bring up literal fake comments at this point. And so notice how this creator, Golden Goddess, she has no audio clips or anything. No screenshots or audio clips of me saying anything negative or any sort of slurs against anybody. So notice the difference between her content versus my content. I actually have stuff that backs up what I'm saying. So then somebody says, Exoticals United is a troll and will be a troll as long as it pays. Damn right. And I'm going to get paid off of this. I'm getting my exotical tax. But no, seriously, I really do like it when people talk about me, because then I get to respond. I get to, it actually strengthens my talking points and it strengthens this community. And one pattern I've noticed about struggle creators is that a lot of creators who struggle with building their own community, or they struggle with like maintaining healthy relationships in their own life, they don't have anything else to talk about on their channels except for the Exoticals, because they know that we are growing really fast. That's why I tell you guys to make your own channels and stuff, so that you guys can actually get paid, as opposed to other people trying to get paid off of talking about you like they're trying to do with me. But it's like, if somebody else is going to get paid to talk about me, I'm going to get paid to respond. So at timestamp 6 minutes and 20 seconds, somebody says I'm right and wrong in certain things that I'm saying. So if you think I'm wrong at certain things, then why not build your YouTube channel? I mean, since your stuff is like so much better than mine, or since you have such strong talking points, why is it that both of these channels have remained stagnated for years now? Meanwhile, my channel is just hitting 19,000 subscribers. So clearly one of us is doing something right, while the detractors are doing something incorrect. And I've already told, I mean, you guys really should just subscribe to my channel and take the tips from me. Just do the same thing that the Exoticals are doing over here. I've got Exoticals in this space whose channels have already surpassed these people talking on this live stream. That says something. So who's the real person who's not building? Who's the actual person who is mad or who doesn't have good talking points? Who's the one who's actually wrong and hypocritical and, you know, just a troll and doesn't really have anything important to say? At timestamp 9 minutes and 16 seconds, this person says that she took a bullet for me by fighting with Lashid. So notice the sensationalized talking points. Oh, I took a bullet for her. Oh my God. And it's like, this is not the streets. This is not the ghetto. This is not the hood. This is literally just the internet. So notice how she's trying to make it like we were just BFFs, but then she has no examples. She has nothing to back up what she's saying. She's literally just gossiping. Anybody who is dumb enough to actually believe this with no proof, no screenshots or anything, please do not subscribe to my channel. And also, she's making it as if I'm some almighty God who just whispered in her ear, oh, you should go and fight with this other content creator on my behalf. And it's like, why is she putting me on such a high pedestal saying that she took bullets on my behalf? It's like, I've never in my life told anybody on YouTube, you should go and defend me, and you should go talk shit to this content creator. You should go talk shit to these other people. I've never told anybody that because I know that for some people, like it harms their mental health to, you know, to like go back and forth and all that. And by the way, if you don't want to watch this sort of content, don't do it. This is only for the people who are sipping their tea and like eating their popcorn. But yeah, so I never told her, oh, you should go and argue with these other content creators on my behalf. And also, she says in this same stream that she disagrees with my talking points and that she's been trying to quote unquote expose me for months. And so how does that make sense? So you want to expose me, yet you're fighting on my behalf? That's a contradiction. That's a contradiction right there. So which one is it? Were you fighting for me or were you fighting against me this whole time? And then at timestamp 9:40, someone says, I have a problem with biracials. First of all, everything that I say on this channel is only speaking for myself. I've said multiple times on here, I'm only speaking from my personal perspective. I cannot speak on behalf of every single person with my phenotype, every single mixed race person, not all. I've even told people that if they come onto my channel and try to argue and say not all, that they'll immediately get banned. And so they're saying that I quote unquote have a problem with biracials, but then they have no screenshots, no audio clips, no video clips, nothing to prove what they're saying. All they have is gossip and rumors. So it's like, what have I ever done or said on here to show that I have a problem with someone? And like I said, this is something that is going to happen to all of you guys as you become bigger. Certain people are going to get mad if they feel like you're not representing them enough. So notice how, once again, she's putting me on such a high pedestal. She's saying, you must have a problem with biracials. And then you have nothing to back it up, nothing to show for it. You're basically just mad because what? Because I don't promote your particular channel? And you identify your channel as some sort of biracial channel, even though you originally didn't, and you told me that on the phone, and you said that you wanted to be a part of this community so that I can help you to recover from whatever beefs you were in before this. And you admitted that I was right this entire time and that you guys should have gone down the same path as me, because 3 years later, now I'm at 19,000 subscribers and you guys can barely pass, what, 5K? I mean, we got people over here who have already doubled. They already have double the subscribers that these women have. And that's because the Pretty Girl Club, we are about our business. And also, I saw on another clip, but I think that clip was from a long time ago though, where she said that she doesn't like that we call ourselves the Pretty Girl Club. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't like all of these things about this community, or if you think that it's somehow racist to call ourselves the Pretty Girl Club, then again, why are you supporting the channel then? then why were you making videos after our phone conversation on March 8th to suddenly welcome light-skinned monoracials when you actually have a long history? Well, according to what I've seen and according to these screenshots here, you actually have a long history of beefing with literally everyone. Biracials, men, women, light-skinned, whatever, doesn't matter. And like I said, if you guys don't believe me, please check out this channel. That's where all these screenshots are coming from. And then at 10 minutes and 8 seconds, somebody says that I have people in my comment section saying derogatory things. Okay, once again, where are the screenshots? Because my comment section is heavily moderated to the point where even my own subscribers and my own Discord and Patreon members are like, hey, you know, why are you removing our comments or not letting us say certain things? So I actually heavily censor my comments and all of my, even my private stuff behind the paywall, because I know that there are people like this who will try to go on other live streams and say, oh, somebody in her comment section said XYZ, but I'm smart enough to not allow certain things to even be screenshotted. So once again, they've got no screenshots, nothing to back up what they're saying. But I have screenshots to back up the fact that Golden Goddess was trying to be my BFF via text messages, and I actually did help her. You know, I was being genuine. So I viewed it as women helping women. So I was being genuine and shared her channel. But then once I blocked her after she got mad because I guess she felt like I didn't agree with her in a comment section or something. I actually don't argue with people in this space. Like, I don't argue in people's comment sections or go to people's channels and say, oh, I disagree with this, blah, blah, blah. No, if anything, I'll just make my own video. And also, the difference between me versus creators who stay small forever is I actually know how to respect other people's talking points. So notice how I didn't go in Chrissy's comment section and keep arguing back and forth in her comment section for years. No, I decided to take ownership and initiative and create my own platform. If she doesn't want to argue with me in the comment section, she has every right to not argue with me. And that's another thing. If it's your YouTube channel, you're the boss of it. So I'm not the type of person that gets mad if somebody has some sort of different viewpoint than me. None of us who create content in this space have all of the same exact viewpoints, but I think the beauty of a channel like mine is that my channel actually embraces diversity. Like, I don't say, oh, well, you know, monoracials are not welcome, or like dark-skinned people are not welcome. Because one of the issues that people had with me in the past was some people, they only wanted their YouTube channels to only be for biracials, which is totally fine. But that caused people to not trust channels like mine, because from day one, I never called this channel Biracials United, Mixed Race United. I specifically used that troll term exotical because I knew exactly what I was doing from day one. And so it's funny how creators like this, she's in my text messages getting upset because I didn't want to do a collab with her, because, you know, you have to build trust with me in order for me to do something as serious as like maybe a collab or like with me shouting you out and stuff like that. None of the content creators actually have really come to me and said, can you shout me out? That's actually not really how they do it. I just do it out of the kindness of my heart, to be honest. But I feel like sometimes people get offended because they think I'm trying to do it with some sort of strategy. Like, oh, you know, I'm being biased. I'm only going to promote XYZ person and not this other person. No, it's literally just, if you pop up on my algorithm and I like the video, then I'm going to share the video. This is not a cult. That's another thing. This girl that's streaming, she's putting me on such a high pedestal to the point where they're treating this like it's some sort of cult. And I think people are just mad because it's inclusive. The space is growing. We've got lots of other people who are literally, they're already passing 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers. People are like getting monetized and stuff. And so another issue is that when I first started here on YouTube, I never thought that I would be here today. So first of all, I'm so like excited and humbled and like really amazed that this has become a whole thing, because I initially started this, I mean, I already told you guys, this was just, I had started off as a troll channel. I started off because I had writer's block. I was actually doing a different passion project and I just wanted to practice my writing and editing skills and stuff. And then this ended up becoming a whole big thing. But there are people who have always wanted to like be a full-time creator. For me personally, I didn't think that it was possible. I didn't actually even believe in myself when I first started on YouTube. But sometimes other people believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And sometimes that can cause that person to become jealous of the growth and the success that you have. I'm not going to accuse this content creator of being that way, but she did express to me that her channel has been stagnant for years, which it has been. She's been through so many different beefs. And so because I actually had compassion, I was like, okay, I'll help her out. You know, we were all very immature back then. When I first started, I didn't know what I was doing either, so no big deal. But also at timestamp 1020, Multiracial Movement admits that they straight up fight on their channels. Meanwhile, I don't know anyone in real life. I just speak against maybe a talking point, or I just debunk false narratives about myself, and that's pretty much it. But if you listen to some of their audios, like I said, go on these women's channels, go listen to all of their live streams, and look at what kind of content they create. And then I'm 100% sure that you'll be back on my channel watching my videos. Because that's another thing. What a lot of these small struggle content creators don't realize is that when you're trying to like build a channel, if you want to talk shit, that's totally fine. But you also can't get mad when I respond. Like for me, if I talk shit about like Chrissy's channel and she responds, I can't get mad if she responds. I mean, yeah, she may have started off talking about this community, but if she responds, I actually can't get mad about that. And, you know, she has every right to respond. So just like how other people have a right to respond, I do too. A lot of these types of channels don't have a lot of content that's actually helping their audiences, and that's why they've struggled for so long. That's why a lot of these content creators, they stay within a couple hundred subscribers or a couple thousand subscribers after years and years because, you know, they don't actually have good content. My problem on YouTube for the first 2 years was I just wasn't consistent. But one thing that you can't argue about is that I make some damn good content. Okay, so these people who are attempting to rank us, or they have this hierarchy mindset, or they don't like that I include dark-skinned women, they don't like that I include monoracial light-skinned women. It's like, okay, that's fine. Then where's your space? Where is your space that is so much better, or, you know, not hypocritical? What are you doing? I mean, don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. Show me the content. Where is the content that is not about me? And show me where people are actually coming to your channels to listen to you. Because last time I checked, the people who are coming on my channel, they're coming because I got something to say. They're coming because they want to listen to my actual talking points. And so some of these other channels, they don't have any actual talking points. They don't know how to build a community because everybody that comes into their life, they end up running them off. Also, on this same stream at timestamp 11 minutes and 17 seconds, she says that me having an inclusive space for both dark-skinned women as well as monoracial women led to her issues with me, which I actually didn't realize until just now. So I'm glad that I have this timestamp because you heard it from her own mouth. At first I thought that this was just pure jealousy or pure anger because she is no longer allowed to text me. But no, she also admits, even at 11:17, that part of her issue was this channel was not excluding women who were like monoracial and stuff like that. So she didn't like the inclusivity of my platform. So once again, if you don't like the inclusivity, why were you in my text messages asking to collab? Why did you get mad once I blocked you and now suddenly you don't like any of my talking points? And if you go on to this Golden Sphere Hall of Shame YouTube channel where they're kind of spilling the tea, this channel actually talks about this creator's long history of doing the same thing, where if she doesn't like a comment that you make, or if she gets mad that you're showing more support to another exotical creator or to another creator's talking points or something, then she seems to have a tendency to take it personally. And then instead of admitting, hey, I'm just mad and jealous that these other exotical channels are like getting more of your support, or, you know, you're commenting on their channels more than mine, or you're sharing them more than mine, instead of admitting that, they try to suddenly be like, oh, I never liked her talking points in the first place. And anybody who falls for this, please unsubscribe from my channel because, like, I don't need anyone that's that dumb on here. And also, another interesting thing she says is that my channel is somehow not as biracial friendly as I like to pretend. So, first of all, define that term, biracial friendly. Do you mean excluding monoracial light-skinned women? Do you mean you want me to exclude dark-skinned women? Do you notice how she doesn't explain what she means? Also, if I'm doing a bad job representing 50-50 black-white biracials, again, why are you begging me to be your representation? It's much easier for you to just build your own platform where you specifically address those issues, just like how all the Exoticals over here, they made channels where they talked about exactly what it's like being from the Caribbean or having this exact phenotype or this exact thing. So who better to be your representation than you? So notice how instead of her actually building a platform to represent herself and to represent other women like her, she decides to instead just talk about my platform. So the difference between me and her is I talk my shit, but I also build my shit. Okay? And that's why I'm here and why you're there. Do I sound conceited? Yes. Do I care? No. Not to mention the fact that this channel has a lot of men on it, kind of like more of those incel types of men, more of those red pill types of men. And so it's like, okay, I don't really like to be male centered in general. Like, this is not a male centered type of channel, so I don't usually collab with men and stuff. Like, I don't go on live streams where I know there are going to be a lot of like incel men or like crazy stalkerish types of men or trollish men and just hang out. Like, that's not my style. So it's like, okay, because I don't want to come on your live streams or because I don't like being in that type of space, now suddenly, oh, well, she's not friendly towards biracials. No, you're saying that because you just happen to be biracial and you happen to be mad at me. This has absolutely nothing to do with my actual channel talking points, because I've actually been called a biracial supremacist. I've been called a mixed race supremacist. So don't try to use my 12% indigenous admixture against me as if, oh, she's got that 12% indigenous admixture, so she's not really a biracial anyway. She's black, white, and indigenous, so she doesn't like biracials. And you're saying all of this because you're mad that our channels over here are growing faster, and because I blocked you because you wanted me to basically not support other creators as much in favor of you. Like, what was that for? And also, in timestamp 11 minutes and 37 seconds, she admits that she agrees with the comments in my Comment Foolery Exposed videos, and she admits that she has agreed with these for months. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, she was in my phone and text messages talking about how she wanted to collab with me and how she wasn't sure about her direction on YouTube and wanted to work together again. So if you thought my channel was foolish this whole time, why is it that all of a sudden after I block you, because I'm tired of you trying to ride my coattails, why is it that after I decide to block you, because I realize that you're truly just trying to ride off of me, then suddenly, oh, well, I never liked her channel anyway? Could it be that you had ulterior motives to ride my coattails the entire time while simultaneously having a problem with this space? Also, if your content is so much better than mine and focuses solely on biracials only, then that's wonderful. So where are the subscribers then? Because last time I checked, you've had beef with almost every single biracial, multiracial, light-skinned, monoracial person on your channel. Anyway, this is only part one of this. Depending on whether or not Golden Goddess contacts me via email at exoticalsunited@gmail.com, or depending on how she responds via her YouTube channel, I will either continue the series or remove this video. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies!